Yo, what's going on everyone? It's TK and today I'm going to show you this broken dragon strategy with the Electro boots of the Royal Champion, and these are the equipments you need to be running with your hero. So let's dive in and see how the bases have no chance of defending this strategy. Here we are on the first base. It's going to be Legends League attacks, and then I'm going to dive into some war attacks to show you a variety of the bases, and just because I want to show you the different styles, different spell towers, so that way the wars are the best and the bases are still decently upgraded. So usually what I do is to drop the RC on these like clockwise 6, 3, 12, and 9. These are the easiest drops because you have nothing like to worry about. You have no really funneling stuff, so you just go in the base, simple. And this strategy is really simple when it comes to dropping your dragons because you have one troop, you have one job, and that is basically put your finger on the screen and pop the warden ability. Simple as that, guys. I don't know what else to tell you, but it's that simple. Now, guys, on this base, you can see the RC is going a bit to the side. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show you on the last attack, I actually want my RC to ignore the core and the major defenses. I want her to go to the side and clear the side just like this, because these are dragons. You can literally send them where the RC couldn't go, or where the RC didn't want to go, or where there's a lot of defenses. There are dragons that can get through it easily, and they can easily just stay alive and finish the base. Now here is where I'm going to drop the RC on the opposite side of where I dropped her with the ability of the rocket spear, and then drop the queen for that sweeper, going with the mass dragons. I wasn't still used to the drop. You can see I missed one dragon. I'm going with the blimp, but guys, in the blimp I have two normal dragons. This way it's like they can just get out and you have 18 dragons. Why not? Why not to have more? Obviously, I don't want the town hall with the blimp just because you just don't want it. You can get it whenever you want to. You can reach the town hall. Queen even can somehow come back and reach it. Everything is fine. And once you're in the core, this is where I would tell you to pop the minion prince ability, but obviously my minion prince went a bit to the side, so I'm still waiting for him to just look at another side of the base, and then with that ability you can see how we froze that air defense. Of course, it wasn't the most perfect ability, but trust me, you're gonna see some very intense abilities from this minion prince today. Now, of course, you can see we got like 10 or something dragons on the top side. There is literally no amount of traps that can defend this, and the only thing that in the past was able to defend this many dragons was the town hall poison or the town hall bomb, or lastly, our eagle. Yes, you couldn't have gone opposite side of the eagle. It would have been annoying, but we don't have the eagle anymore, so let's move on to the next hit. Here we are on a double kind of invisibility. I was going to say double poison, but no, it's a double invisibility base. And obviously, I wanted to show you this style because sometimes people like get their RC walk quite wrong. Now, the RC charges usually when you center into a lot of major defenses, and because of the invisibility, you get a lot of them. But this base didn't really give us that pathing properly, so I'm not gonna risk just sending RC into invisibility towers. I'm just gonna walk her from the side of this space. Now, I did take that cannon out just randomly. I don't know why I did that, but it's just something that I didn't want the RC to go up there, and if she did, I wanted her to go back down. But still, you can see how we're just walking the RC on the side of the base. And tell me, guys, is this not the most simple strategy you've ever seen? Like, what is going on? Look at these invisibility drops. I'm gonna make the single inferno invisible because we are gonna be going around it for quite a time, some time. So that means the RC aura will take it out. If you have a lower level RC electro boots, you need to watch out with this calculation. So don't risk and make those major buildings invisible. You may not have enough damage. And look at this, guys. Taking down these defenses just from the side of the base, I wanted to get some extra values with that air defense and then recall the RC just when she's getting visible. So now we're going in with a dragon on this side. I'm gonna go with the queen to activate both of those invisibility towers, one more dragon and the stone slammer, which again has two more dragons inside. all the rest of the dragons in front of the warden to go to the core, and you can have a nice warden ability whenever you feel like it. If you're going into heavy damage or if you're going to enemy hero, something is cooking you, it's just that. It's just literally so simple. Go with that ability whenever you feel like it. And now watch my minion prince. This is the next step and the only step that is important. The minion prince ability is gonna freeze everything, but notice if you want to go back, I did drop the RC on the left with the rocket spare to take down an air defense. That's something you can do once you recall the RC and drop her back into the action. So you can drop her, pop the ability right away on the outside, get those extra air targeting defenses and air defenses, even maybe enemy heroes, monolith, infernos, anything you really want, you can get it. And look at the amount of troops. There is literally no regular strategy that is taking one troop in the whole entire army and one spell that has this much crushing factor. This is insane. Even if they give us 2 Eagle Artilleries and 10 more Seeking Air Mines, I don't think this strategy can get defended. So let me know what you guys think and what should happen to this strategy. But before that, let's move on to the third hit. So I wanted to bring you a double rage because the rage towers are where things get spicy. They get a lot of damage. So let's see if they can deal with 16 dragons. Now, one of the rage towers you usually want to get with the RC. So center around that area. Now notice this player had nice Tesla farm on the outside, meaning my RC will keep walking to the outside. But as you saw from the last base, that's really not an issue. The RC could still go in the base. If not, of course, it's those double invisibilities, but you can see how she turns back around, going to make the bomb towers invisible on the last shot, because again, the RC aura will finish it off, and whenever there is a defense that is low on HP, try to make it invisible so the RC ignores it and move on. Simple as that. And now, here's where we're gonna go ahead and take down the Rage Tower. You can see the RC pathing was not something I was expecting, but it happens, and I'm going to control her like regardless, let's say like that. Now the tornado here is gonna kind of keep us inside this invisibility for a long time. If it's a better tornado and if you go in a worst angle, you're gonna have some issues, but still the RC will take down the air defense, and then I'm gonna recall her. Simple as that. And now is where I'm going to pop the Queen Arrow, but guess what? We're not gonna hit anything. Simple. We literally didn't get those sweepers. And it doesn't matter. I was gonna tell you, like, it doesn't matter. Even Witch and Lava Hound Clan Castle does not matter. We're going in with some dragons on the lower side to take down the RC and clean up behind the my RC and some dragons in the core. Once you see the value with the Warden ability and once you're going into the core, because that's where most of the traps are, go with that Warden ability. Queen's still alive, and now look at my RC drop. Going to pop her ability on that back end air defense on the enemy heroes and the scatter shot and those air targeting defenses. And now again, look at the minion prince. This is where you can see once the minion prince moves around and targets those buildings and is close by something, you can go with that ability and freeze everything. And then you have the Phoenix. Yes, the Phoenix alone is just so underrated on RC on this strategy, because it can tank and it can bring the RC back. It can then test for traps for the dragons. And guys, even though we got like 5 dragons on the lower side, we got 10 on the top side. Like, what is happening? Who is taking this strategy out in defense? What defense is going to be needed to be able to take down this many dragons? I don't know, but if you guys do, please let me know. Now on the next base, I brought you a similar style but with double poison. The poison, one thing for sure is that it slows down the dragons and it slows down your RC charge, so you need to watch out. So going with the RC on this side, just so she can come back down, I'm gonna make these invisible. Going forward, there is gonna be a few Teslas on this side of the base, but honestly, I don't really care. We're just gonna get through it so much easily. Now I'm going to make this entire side invisible, so the RC goes forward. Another invisibility, so the RC reaches the scatter shot, and once he's low or kind of going down, you can go with another invis, but this is where I cover her, and then we got one more to go in that poison tower. This is where When you know your RC is going to stay behind a long time, you can make things invisible. But as I said, don't risk it too much if you have a low HP equipment. It's not worth it for your RC to miss out or get cooked by a monolith or something. Now we do pull the CC. I didn't mind that, but if you want, you can drop your invisibilities quicker so you keep the CC intact. But look at this. CC getting pulled is actually pulling my RC towards the monolith, which is so good. Now, once she takes her down, I'm going to recall the RC, and guess what? We're going to drop some dragons on the lower side, pulling the CC, and now on the top side, there is the air defense and major defenses. So guess what? We're dropping the RC with the rocket spear to get that side of the base, queen, arrow, and honestly, look at my random plan. This is where I want to show you the plan doesn't matter. I just dropped 2 heroes on random spots and then spammed the dragons. Simple. Right into the town hall, right into kind of the sweeper as well. We didn't get the sweeper with my queen's giant arrow as well as the last attack, but again, it just doesn't matter. So now I'm gonna pop the warden. Unfortunately, we didn't get the stone slammer, which is fine. It's gonna come and we're gonna get 2 extra dragons. This is where the RC with the phoenix will help you out clearing the left hand side, and the minion prince ability, obviously slowing down everything, is just one of the best. But guys, can you please count the dragons? Like, tell me, if there was 10 or 20 Seeking Air Mines, they would still be alive. This is the problem, right? Okay, not 20 Seeking Air Mines, but still. Like, what is happening? Maybe we need a freeze trap. I don't know. Maybe we need a shrink trap. If you guys remember what that was, making the dragons smaller, meaning they get a lot less value in those few seconds. Maybe a second tornado, a third spell tower. I don't know. But all I know is that this is the most easiest and the most broken a regular troop in Clash of Clans has been. It's even worse than Root Riders, I think. Like when they first came out, the Root Riders were strong, but you didn't have this many finishing troops when you were finishing a base off. Plus, it was a bit more complicated to use, I believe, with the Overgrowth spell. Here we are on the next base, and this is the one that I told you I'm going to ignore the core by myself. Like literally, I didn't care about the core. My RC is gonna path into it. A lot of people would probably just keep the RC going to the core, but I didn't want to. I wanted to show you that you can send the dragons into the core. So RC, I'm gonna make those invisible so she comes back down, and now here is where I want to get these extra defenses on the lower side, so we make a narrow path for the dragons. All you need is pathing, you know. So unless you get an extra crazy amount of value with the RC, obviously it's always good to have the pathing, even though, you know, it doesn't really matter that much still, but you know what I'm saying. So getting the air defense, getting some extra buildings on the top side, and also pulling the CC. But you can see my vision with the pathing. We got the left hand side completely done and dusted, and then I'm gonna recall the RC right after that expo. And one thing is for sure is that I can drop her on the top side with my queen. 1 dragon on the lower side. We did see that queen giant arrow, 1 dragon to funnel the queen, and the rest to go in the base in the rage tower with the stone slammer. And I'm delaying the minion prince slightly because I have that what do you call it, the jelly with him. So it's a bit, you know, bad to drop it too early. It's gonna go too much forward because of the defenses. RC on the lower side, I really wanted to get some value and the buildings and also the air defense. You can see the warden ability catching everything. We got even 2 more dragons from the stone slammer. Queen's doing amazing, RC's doing amazing by tanking, and also here is where the phoenix is gonna be the one testing for your traps on the back end. Look at the amount of dragons. What part of this attack could have been baited? Can someone tell me? And this is where the attack strategy is broken. It's because it cannot get baited. You cannot build against it. There is ways to use this RC that none of you will have ever known, but you just simply cannot bait this strategy. Look at the amount of finishing dragons. It's absolutely broken and crazy, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I was glad to bring it, and it's officially for that strategy, and it's from like unknown burrito, if I'm right with the name. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. See you soon tomorrow. Take care and peace.